Hey and welcome to the Daily Man United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Sevilla are one of the clubs keeping tabs on Manchester United player Alex Telles. Manchester United left-back Alex Telles could be leaving Manchester United to join Sevilla in the closing weeks of the transfer window. With the arrival of Tyrell Malacia from Feyenoord, the future of the Brazilian left-back has been plunged into doubt, with it looking likely that he will move on. He has been at the club since 2020, but hasn't been able to stamp his name on a Man United shirt after an impressive run of games from Luke Shaw. Despite shows from dipping towards the back end of last season, Telles couldn't impress, and it now looks like he could be loaned to a foreign outfit this season. The People's Person recently reported that talks are ongoing with French and Spanish clubs regarding a potential transfer. Now, according to Fabrizio Romano, one of the clubs interested in the left-back is La Liga outfit Sevilla. The Italian journalist said in a tweet, Alex Telles could leave Manchester United in the next weeks. Porto are not interested despite rumors, while Sevilla are among three clubs keeping tabs on Telles. Deal depends on Manchester United to cover part of the salary, to be discussed soon. The last line of Romano's tweet suggests that Sevilla are looking at a loan deal rather than a transfer, as they did with Antony Martial last season. The 29-year-old has effectively been downgraded to being a third-choice left-back with United's new recruits. He hasn't enjoyed the best of pre-season, often being deployed as a centre-back and then featuring in the French players' game with Rayo Vallecano. United could sell a number of players this month as they look to trim the squad after signing Lisandro Martinez in recent weeks. Erik and Axel Tuanzebe could be the next players to depart as the club looks to clean up their defenders as the new season approaches. Jose Mourinho really keen on signing Erik Bailly. According to The Athletic, former Red Devils boss Jose Mourinho is keen on signing Ivory Coast defender Erik Bailly from Manchester United this summer. AC Milan are also said to be interested in the defender. Erik Bailly's time at Manchester United has been one to forget. Except for a few flashes of his true potential, the Ivory Coast man has cut a sorry figure for most of his time at Old Trafford, often missing out due to injuries. A talented defender during his time at Villarreal, Bailly was signed with the expectation of him being a key defender for the Red Devils. However, it's safe to say that the 28-year-old has never had such a role here. One of the main reasons why Bailly's time at Old Trafford has been so miserable is his frequent injury trouble. The talented centre-back has never had an injury-free season at Man United and has never managed to get into a proper rhythm. Manchester United recently signed Lisandro Martinez from Ajax, and the talented Argentinian is expected to become a mainstay in the Red Devils' defense. He's likely to be partnered with Rafael Varane or Harry Maguire, with Victor Lindelof also in the mix for a centre-back slot. It's now set to make Erik Bailly the fifth choice at the back for Man United as things stand. Keeping that in mind, it makes sense for all parties if the former Villarreal defender leaves Old Trafford this summer. At 28, it's still not too late for Erik Bailly to resurrect his faltering career. If he can stay fit and get regular game time at a club, there is a chance that he can realize the true potential he possesses, which we have seen in Spain and on rare occasions in England. Mourinho has already signed former Man United midfielder Nemanja Matic this summer, and Erik Bailly could be the next one to follow. He could turn out to become an important player for Roma if he can play regularly. Erik Thack praises Man United youngster Alejandro Garnacho's brave performance against Rayo Vallecano. Manchester United boss Erik Thack managed his first game at Old Trafford in what seemed to be an interesting match against Rayo Vallecano. One notable player in that match was Argentine attacker Alejandro Garnacho, who lit up the left-wing position with his dazzling display in the first 45 minutes. The winger was given a rare chance to start from the first whistle, as he started taking control of the flanks from the very first minute. The wonderkid from Argentina scored and played the entire 90 minutes of Wednesday's friendly match at Carrington against Rayo Vallecano. He was let loose again, and his blistering pace and crazy dribbling prowess created mayhem for Rayo Vallecano's defense. Speaking in a post-match conference with MUTV, Erik Thack was asked about the impact of the 18-year-old, for which he said, We want to give the young players who deserve a chance the opportunity to play. He, Garnacho, showed himself during preseason, and that's why he played. He played pretty well, and his performance was really good. Surprisingly, United's number 49 hadn't played during the preseason under Erik Hag, but this time he made the most of his chance. The former Atletico Madrid player demonstrated the characteristics he could bring to the team, and the 52-year-old was undoubtedly impressed. Garnacho was roped into train with the senior squad by Ralf Rangnick, and he has continued to play with a level of consistency. The Argentine won the Jimmy Murphy Academy Player of the Year accolade last season, and would be vying to continue his progress in the best possible way under a new manager. The youngster is still developing as he's only 18 years old, but his quality is obvious, and he wouldn't have hurt his prospect of playing for Ten Hag's first squad this season. Marcus Rashford plays in the similar position that was occupied by Garnacho against Vallecano, and if the player keeps on showcasing his immense potential, who knows, he would have more chances to feature in the starting 11. Erik Ten Hag gives verdict on Man United preseason and makes vow ahead of Brighton opener. Erik Ten Hag says Manchester United are ready for the new campaign after wrapping up their preseason with a 1-1 draw against Rayo Vallecano at Old Trafford, but has warned that his team's improvement will be gradual throughout the season. United kick off against Brighton and Hove Albion next Sunday, with the questions around Cristiano Ronaldo's future still swirling, while Ten Hag took charge of his first home match yesterday and handed a debut to £55 million Lisandro Martinez plus a first start for Christian Eriksen. Much of the focus was on Ronaldo. The 37-year-old made his first appearance since asking to leave the club, but was taken off at the break with replacement Amad Diallo scoring 3 minutes after coming on, and was then seen driving off 10 minutes before the end of the game. But Ten Hag did not offer any clarity on whether the Portuguese departure was sanctioned afterwards, because he would only speak to in-house media, who did not ask. Instead, the focus has shifted immediately to the Premier League opener, as United aim to get back into the top 4 and close the gap on rivals Manchester City and Liverpool. We've had a good preseason, we made progress, and we are ready for the season, Ten Hag told MUTV afterwards. But I know there is still a lot of room for improvement, and we have to improve. This is a process that will continue during the season, but next week it's about the result as well. Beforehand, writing in his program notes, Ten Hag made a vow that will impress supporters, but it remains to be seen how quickly it can be achieved. We have to perform and win, he said. In order to do that, we have to be disciplined, we have to work hard, and we have to work together at all times. Whoever is selected, I want to see them playing proactive, attacking football, and going out with one clear objective, to win. If they do so, then I think Old Trafford will enjoy the spectacle. Ajax Amsterdam reject a second bid from Manchester United Brazilian forward Antony. According to Goal, Manchester United have had a second bid rejected by Ajax Amsterdam for Antony. The Red Devils have the Brazilian, amongst others, on their wanted list for this summer. United's initial bid of £50 million was promptly rejected by the Amsterdam-based club. This was followed up by an improved bid from the Red Devils, but that seems to have fallen short as well. Since arriving in the Old Trafford dugout, Erik Ten Hag has had Antony on his wish list. However, Ajax are adamant about their £67 million valuation. The transfer window in Manchester has seen the arrival of 3 players, Tyrell Malacia, Christian Eriksen and Lisandro Martinez. United have done an excellent job strengthening the defense, but the attack still needs to be looked after. Last season was disappointing for our forwards, apart from Cristiano Ronaldo, who ended the campaign as our top goal scorer. None of the other options up front made a significant contribution. Marcus Rashford looked a shadow of his former self in the previous season. Man United got Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund in a big money move. Fans had high hopes for the 22-year-old's debut season in a red shirt. However, the winger seemed off the pace and has fallen short of expectations. Anthony Martial left in the middle of last season and joined Sevilla on loan in January. Anthony Elanga was the only other forward on the roster, and the 20-year-old looked fresh and energetic whenever he played. Thus, fans feel United need to bolster their attacking options, and Antony is seen as someone who can make a difference. But it seems a deal may be complicated, since we have already captured one of Ajax's stars this summer. Youri Tielemans would definitely be interested in Old Trafford move. Manchester United would definitely be a transfer that would interest Leicester City midfielder Youri Tielemans this summer, according to journalist Petty O'Rourke. Erik Thack is in the midst of strengthening his side at Old Trafford ahead of the 22-23 season and has just a month to do so before the transfer window slams shut on September 1. It has been a summer of steady business for the Red Devils so far, as they prepare for a campaign outside the Champions League. Ten Hag has overseen the arrival of 3 new players so far in the form of centre-back Lisandro Martinez, attacking midfielder Christian Eriksen and left-back Tyrell Malacia. While the former Ajax boss will no doubt be happy with his business to date, he appears to be keen to strengthen 2 key positions before the deadline passes, one of which is in midfield. Paul Pogba left United this summer after his contract expired, leaving a gap to fill in the middle of the park. Leicester ace Tielemans is one of the players interested to those at Old Trafford. With the Belgian entering the final year of his contract at the King Power Stadium, the Foxes are apparently willing to accept £25 million. The £120,000 per week ace has also been strongly linked with a move to Arsenal this summer, but O'Rourke is convinced United could tempt him further north instead. O'Rourke believes that even without a Champions League football to offer, United remains as attractive a prospect as any in football. The journalist told Give Me Sport, "I think he'd definitely be interested. It's Manchester United we are talking about, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Obviously, it's a new project under Ten Hag as well, so I'm sure that will be exciting to any prospective transfer target as well. If Manchester United come calling, it's pretty hard to turn down. I'm sure that will be the case for Tielemans as well, even with no Champions League football on the horizon this season as well, which Tielemans is keen to be playing in. But I think Manchester United is still a huge draw for any player across the world." Man United to make final push to sign Frenkie de Jong. Manchester United are set to make a final push for Frenkie de Jong this week, according to Spanish outlet Sport. The Dutchman has been the subject of a transfer saga that has dragged on all summer between Barcelona and Manchester United. The 2 clubs have already reached an agreement on a fee of €75 million plus €10 million in bonuses, but the player has so far refused to leave. The English press are mostly claiming this is about the €17 million is deferred wages he's owed by the Blaugrana, some say €20 million, but the Spanish media have been insistent that the player genuinely doesn't want to leave the club for United under any circumstances. So whilst some would make us believe that United are patiently waiting for Barca to pay up what they owe, Sport claims that United are set to throw a massive wage offer at the player to finally persuade him to give up his life of luxury on the Costa Brava and head for rainy Manchester. English emissaries could be seen with de Jong's agents now that the player has already returned from the America tour, the outlet claim. The problem is not with Barca. The job here is to convince the player, and United believe they can do it with a definitive offer. The English club are keen to make the Dutch midfielder the club's highest paid player by matching his current salary of £450,000 a week. They are also willing to pay the £17 million sterling that Barcelona owes de Jong in deferred wages. A few weeks ago, they flatly refused to assume these debts. I will be uploading daily Man United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.